Previously, in the Part-1 of Wraith.
So tell me, is it true?
Yes, madam. I'm sorry to say, but your suspicions were correct.
Then there is only one thing left to do.
Madam, I strongly advise against this. It is not safe.
If my father wishes to do business outside of the law, then we will hold him accountable by the same standards.
But what of the flying man or the vigilante from the papers?
No, this is no more their concern than it is the police. This is a family matter, and we will handle it as such.
I do not understand.
You had military training before you came to this country, yes?
I did, yes.
That makes you quite the formidable opponent.
I'm in no position to become a crime fighter.
Heavens, no, of course not. You're going to teach me.
I cannot.
You can and you will.
But you're...
A woman? Yes, I noticed that as well. Which is why it's the perfect...
Madam, this is preposterous. I beg you, just...
In fact, why should they even know? How much fear will a woman be able to strike into a man's heart anyway? No, I have to take this even further.
What do you mean?
They need to fear me. They need to see me as the most ungodliest of creatures. I will dress in black. Light and shadow will enhance my image. And when I have my prey in my sights, I will strike out from the darkness like a wraith.
Madam, you realize this is...
Insane, irrational, foolhardy? Yes, I am quite aware. Now let's get started.
Hi there. How can I help you?
Are you Alan Adams?
I am. And you are?
Amanda Monroe. I'm afraid my family will be in need of your company's services. My father's aircraft suffered a fatal outing this morning.
You're not talking about the one that just...
The LZ-130 graph. Tragically, yes. I'm not one to start rumors, but I suspect foul play, and I think the men who were on board were mafia-related.
You are listening Chris R. Notarile's The Wraith on CreateYourUse.in podcast in association with Blinky Productions. Let's roll it now.
Part 2 of The Wraith. Alan Adams and Officer Robert O'Reilly stand before the charred remains of the Monroe aircraft, examining it for any clues that will lead to the cause of its deadly explosion.
So this thing was insured through your company?
Well, Rourke is one of the top 2 insurance agencies in the state, but a convenience nonetheless.
I'll say.
Did forensics find anything?
Yeah, turns out we were right.
What do you got?
Under the hull of the engine, they found traces of TNT.
A bomb.
Bingo.
Miss Monroe said that she suspected the men on board might have had mafia tie-ins.
Well, if that's true, then what were they doing on Monroe's ship?
Better question, where was Monroe?
I'll ask him.
Later on in the Monroe estate, an irate Franklin is on the phone trying to find out what caused the deadly explosion of his personal aircraft.
I don't know what happened. Yes, I'm aware. Look, when I have information, I will ring you, but not a moment sooner.
Father?
I'll call you later. I assume you have some good news for me.
It's too soon to tell, but the claims investigator assured me he'd get to the bottom of everything.
Good. Very good.
You know you're lucky to be alive.
Am I?
Yes, of course. Would you rather be a pile of smoking ash instead?
I suppose you want to thank you for keeping me off that flight today.
Compared to the alternative, it's the least you can do.
Amanda, I don't expect you to understand, but I am quite busy and I have no time for your passive-aggressive tactics. My airship was destroyed this morning, and a dozen of my business associates were killed in the explosion. I know none of this matters to you, but it does to me.
Well, rumor has it those men all had ties to the mob.
Franklin Pierce Monroe doesn't dignify rumors without cold, hard facts. And the fact stands. Good men I have known for years, died today. But instead of finding out the cause of their demise, my daughter is defiantly trying to tarnish their names. I thought your mother and I raised you better, Amanda.
Mother? Don't you dare speak of her. You have no right.
At least your mother knew her place in this family. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have calls to make.
I'm sorry to have bothered you?
A tearful Amanda exits her father's study as he continues to work. Entering her private training quarters, Amanda is greeted by Arthur, who is more than concerned.
Is everything all right, madam?
No.
What do you plan to do next?
Stay the course and make a bold statement.
What sort of statement?
What does it matter?
If it means taking more lives, then I must object.
I will not allow my father to continue sticking his head in the sand like a fool. He needs to be taught a lesson.
But at what cost? At no point in any of our discussions about emancipating your father was there mention of wanton murder.
What is your point, Arthur?
You told me the bomb was to detonate before anyone boarded.
I miscalculated.
That's rubbish and you know it. I may have agreed to help you, but never did I agree to killing innocents.
Innocents?
12 men are dead, ma'am.
Criminals, Arthur! Career criminals! And I will kill 12 more if necessary.
You have no right.
Says who? Killers! Bootleggers! Degenerates, Arthur! Those innocent men all had blood on their hands. So what if they're dead? The world is better off without them.
Madam, I cannot allow myself to be part of this.
Then don't.
Madam, I beg you.
Spare me. If you're not going to help, then we have nothing further to discuss. You're excused.
Very well.
And remember, Arthur, nothing between us leaves this room.
Of course, madam.
That evening, as Amanda lay awake in bed, the sounds of a struggle emanate from her father's study. Throwing on a silk robe, Amanda cautiously exits her room and wanders over to Franklin's quarters as the commotion grows louder. Pressing her ear against the door, Amanda can hear the voice of the Avenger as he interrogates her father.
Don't lie to me, Frankie. I hate liars.
I'm telling you the truth. I didn't know.
If I find out you're lying to me, I'm coming back for you. You understand?
Yes, please.
Father?
Amanda, don't come in here.
I'll be in touch.
The Avenger drops Franklin and dives out the window as Amanda rushes over. But before she can catch a clear glimpse at the masked vigilante, he is gone.
What happened? What was that?
Don't worry about it.
Like hell I won't. That was the man in the mask. The Avenger. What was he doing in our home?
I have to go.
What? Where? Father? Father!
Exiting his home, Franklin hops in one of his cars and aggressively drives off into the night toward Republic City. As her father leaves, Amanda descends to her private quarters and begins to suit up into a dark outfit.
Madam, I beg you not to go through with this.
I tried to reason with him, Arthur. I tried to talk, but he refused to listen.
If you go through with this, if you let this darkness consume you...
I am the darkness.
Amanda takes the mask and pulls it over her face.
Now leave me be.
To be continued.
This was part 2 of The Wraith, a superhero audio series. Part 3, the last part of this series, will drop on 18th of March 2022, Friday, 6 p.m. The cast of this episode was Emmanuel Mendes Chumacero as narrator, Shannon McDermott as Amanda Monroe, Joseph Callari as Arthur, Tom Proprofsky as Alan Adams, Heath Harper as Robert O'Reilly, Chris Bostrom as F.P. Monroe. Hope you liked the episode. If you liked it, make sure you subscribe to our show on Spotify, Apple and the platforms you listen to. Make sure you place a review and ratings. Your reviews are really valuable. This series is produced by filmmaker, writer-director Chris R. Notarile. Chris is the CEO of his own company, Blinky Productions, which operates out of California and has produced dozens of commercials, music videos, event coverage, short films and feature films alike. Chris has amassed a notable fan base via his YouTube channel with over 90,000 plus subscribers and over 30 million plus channel views. Connect with Chris on social platforms. On YouTube, check out his YouTube channel. It's Blinky500. On Instagram, it's Blinky500. And on Facebook, it's Chris R. Notarile. All the links and IMDb are mentioned in the description of this episode.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this story. If you like this story, if you like the show, please make sure you follow us on Spotify and the platforms you are listening to. Make sure you place a review and ratings so that we are motivated with 100x. Thank you so much. Stay tuned, stay safe.